Many people say Sedona calls them. What makes Sedona so special to certain people? It's more than these breathtaking views that the rock formations hold. My own love affair with Sedona started just over 12 years ago on a short family trip, and it's never left. You've landed on the Livin' in Sedona channel, and that's what we're talking about today, and we are getting started right now. Before I get started, I want to tell you where I'm at because I like to tell you where I'm located in Sedona. So if you would like to take in this beautiful view, we've spent some time living in Uptown when we first moved here. We loved the area, and we hiked off of Jordan Road. There's a trailhead right off of, you go up Jordan, you make a left. I can't remember the name, Ridge Road. I can't remember the street, but the Jordan trailhead is right there. And then if you keep driving on that road, there is the Cibola Pass trailhead. And today we are parked at the Jim Thompson trailhead that, as you can see behind me, we've hiked in a little bit. Actually, you would be surprised at how much I hiked in today with my white shirt. This is Wilson Mountain behind me. And the views are just breathtaking and beautiful. And the vegetation, even though it is November, it's still beautiful green. And I love the variation in green. Hopefully, Greg is catching the beautiful greenery that we still have even in November. It's getting a little busier in town because it is Thanksgiving week, and so it is a busy week here in Sedona, but navigating tourists and traffic is still not a problem for us because we love living here so much. So I have a little history for you, and some of you probably, this is a very well-known fact about how Sedona came to get its name. But Sedona, as we mostly all know, that it was named after the wife of T.C. Schneble. That was back in 1902. And I just thought that was really interesting because in the grand scheme of history, that wasn't that long ago. I mean, not that long ago at all. So I thought that was interesting, but I was reading a short clip that it touched my heart so much that the names that they had picked and were submitting to the government officials, they kept getting declined because the names were too long. And T.C. Schnebly's, I think it was his brother, said it needs to be someone of utmost character. And he literally turned to his wife and said, there's going to be a town named after you. And so I just thought, what love and great respect that he had for his wife, that she immediately came to his mind when someone said that to him. And so what a great honor for her to have that name of the town after her and the reason for it. So I just thought that was a beautiful sentiment that he gave to his wife. But anyway, Sedona hasn't been Sedona for all that long time. But before it was named Sedona, there was a very high influence of the existence of the Sinugua people. And we see that here today. They were Native American tribes, and we see their existence. They left their proof of their existence in drawings on our red rocks and cliff dwellings that we get to visit and see where they lived and raised their families. And as we know, the Native Americans are very much a spiritual people. They really felt that there was spiritual connection to the land here in Sedona, healing powers here, and so it was very special to them. And you see that even today, because now those places that were labeled as such are now labeled with the name of vortexes. You won't hear me talk about vortexes because I don't believe in them. As you know, I think I've been pretty clear. I am a Christian. I have a deep faith in God. I believe that, this place is from him. He created it, and it's given to us by him. And I don't believe in vortexes. So that's why I don't talk about it on this channel. But the places that they do talk about where the vortexes are located are similar to the places that the Native American tribes also feel that there is, spiritual healing there as well. It has been said by many people, and people have written this in books and on blogs and posts, that God made the Grand Canyon, but he lives in Sedona. I really resonate with that because Sedona brings me to a deeper connection with God, and it allows me to hear him more clearly, direct me more clearly, and I really felt that from my first visit, that there was this was a place where I could get clarity on things, get rejuvenated. It was a place of solitude, and solitude isn't silence, but solitude is, spending time with God and reflecting on him and hearing from him. And Sedona has always been that place for me. And I think it's that for a lot of other people. And I think that whether you visit here for 4 days or whether you live here, that is very much a feeling that you have while you're here. And so many times I hear people say, Sedona called me, and Sedona was reaching out for me. I think one thing that this place does is it meets you in a time of need. Your life sometimes throws circumstances at you that you can't quite figure out what the next step is, or you don't really quite understand why you're in it. And to go to a place that can allow you to reflect within yourself and to take on a different perspective of what's going on in your life allows for so much growth in you personally as an individual. And that's what Sedona does for people. If you aren't a spiritual person, then you might not feel that while you're here. And I think that's fine. Not all people feel the same way about everything, right? I can tell you that out of all of the places that I've traveled, and I don't feel like I have been a hermit. I feel like I'm a well-traveled person. And I just don't feel, I've never had that experience anywhere else than like what I've had here. And, some of our family members have said, I don't know why you like it so much. I don't feel anything while I'm here. And I just kind of chuckle and I say, well, I guess you're just not called. If you're called, you need to respond to it. And if you do, whether you're responding to it as a visitor, whether you're responding to it as a resident, your life is going to change. I really questioned whether when we moved here, if that feeling would go away. Would I become desensitized to it? Would I lose that connection feeling? Would I lose that solitude feeling? Would I lose that peacefulness? Would the comfortableness of living in Sedona replace that heightened sense of spirituality and awareness? And I'm just so happy that it hasn't. And in fact, I feel that it's even more. I sense it even more. I feel it even more. And I almost thought it would be too much. I've actually talked with people that have said, I can only be in Sedona for a month at a time because it's just too much for me spiritually. And I really wondered if that would affect me, and I'm thankful that it hasn't. I just am so grateful and thankful, especially this week as we are having Thanksgiving, that I know that God created this place. It displays His beauty. It displays His creativity. It displays His power in our lives and our love for us. And it really is, shows the goodness of God. And so I'm just really thankful for the ability to be here. And whether you visit here and don't feel that way and it's just another bucket list check off and you go on your merry way, that's fine. It's not for everyone. It really isn't. So just know that it's a special place for people, and a lot of people know why it's special because of how it makes them feel when they're here. And if you don't feel that way, that means you're not called to be here, and that's okay. All right. Like, subscribe, and share. Make it a great day at Living in Sedona, and I'll see you next week.